And another person whose pictures, along with his entire family, with Lionel Messi, have gone viral and become very, very visible is none other than Praful Patel. He is a member of the FIFA Council, member of Parliament, working president of the NCP, also a former union minister. Mr. Patel, welcome. Thank you for your time here on NDTV. First off, moment of a lifetime. Amazing pictures. As someone who has spent many years as president of the All India Football Federation, what was it like? Tell us about that moment that you've described, sir.
Well, as we all know, that Messi is one of the most, popular and magical figures in the world of sport today. And I would say probably one of the most popular figures in the world in any profession. And we have seen that earlier in India. Many people forget that in 2011, that's 14 years ago, we had brought Messi to India to play officially an Argentina-Venezuela match. It was a FIFA-friendly game. And Salt Lake Stadium was in full frenzy, 80,000 fans cheering, and it was a really remarkable event on that day, 2011.
Mr. Patel, pictures of you with your entire family.
And his visit now, and his visit now to India, especially in light of his recent achievements. Of course, he's been consistent all throughout his career, but the crowning moment was the World Cup final in Qatar. And I was myself present there, watching that unforgettable moment. It was once in a lifetime moment, and I'm sure what we experienced in the stadium, the whole world experienced it on television. And therefore, and for especially young children, young sports lovers, he is the ultimate.
Yeah, I'm going to come to young sports lovers in just a moment because your views on that is very valuable to us. Mr. Patel, pictures of Messi with various celebrities, in this case with you, your family, have gone viral. Your critics, Mr. Patel, will say this is VIP culture, while fans are forgotten. The netas and their families get the limelight. How would you respond to that, sir?
Well, you can hardly, I may be a neta, but I can hardly call me a neta in terms of Messi. I have been president of All India Football Federation for 12 long years. I've been the only person who's gone to the FIFA Council. And I've been the senior vice president of the Asian Football Confederation for so many years. My entire career in sports is devoted to uplifting Indian football. We were ranked 170 plus at one time, and we came up to our highest ever ranking of 93, which again has now slipped, after my leaving. I'm not blaming anybody, but it's come down to 144 or 45. My only point here is that we have invested so much in football, our time, our ecosystem, and we've been able to rope in wonderful sponsors. And that has actually uplifted Indian football. Yeah. The love for the game is there. Every child in India, boy or girl, wants to play football. But we really need to improve our national performance to be able to get more children and more people attracted to the game. We all watch La Liga, EPL and other international tournaments, but we need to watch our ISL, Indian Super League, our I-League and other formats of the game more in India to be able to be changing the landscape of football in India.
Mr. Patel, you're right. India's global football ranking has slipped since your departure. And I know you're not blaming anyone, but our current rank is 142. I just checked on that. As someone who has, been at the helm of affairs of Indian football, what does a visit by someone like a Messi do for India? Because the lay viewer would say India is nowhere when it comes to football. So what is the point of visits of this kind if it doesn't really inspire young children to pursue the sport and make India much bigger?
Well, you can see the frenzy of children, youngsters, sports lovers for Messi's visit. And I'm talking even of people who don't really play the game. because he inspires people. He inspires at how a very ordinary, I would say even physically challenged, a young child overcame all those hurdles and became the greatest of all times. Yeah. That's why they call it the GOAT. And I mean, I've had the very big honor to meet Maradona, to meet Pele, and I can tell you that Messi, very humble, you know, his persona is so understated, but his feet are magic, and that's what he inspires a whole young generation to follow the game and also play the game.
Yeah.
So I think his coming to India, maybe whatever the other considerations, but the fact of the matter is he went, he came, he conquered, and he went. And he conquered the hearts of not only the people of India, but especially football lovers of India. So that's a big thing. You see, these kind of visits don't happen every day.
True.
And you've seen it on your own channel. Yeah. How many people, I was told somebody in Kolkata had come from Chennai, somebody in Mumbai had come all the way from Rajasthan, somebody in Delhi had come all the way from Srinagar, or whoever. That kind of things don't happen for every celebrity. So he's not a great looking guy, he's not done movies or something. But you see, that also means that sport, if played well, can inspire a whole generation.
Yeah.
And that's what I think, irrespective of who brought him and what may be the motive, the fact is that India's sporting culture got a big boost.
Yeah.
And that's what's needed.
And that is the huge hope, because on the fan front, this visit was a bit of a mixed bag. I'm sure you'll agree with me, Mr. Patel, because starting with the Kolkata event, the entire trip has seen this sort of contrast between celebrity access and fan events which have ranged from chaotic to mediocre at best. Maybe that's the reason why things have hit a bit of a raw nerve when people have seen pictures of celebrities with Messi hogging the limelight, while the fans have been sort of left in the lurch and forgotten. I'm just wondering if that may be the case.
No, let me tell you, whatever the fan engagement was there, nobody has interfered in that time. He's not going to be on a ground 24 hours, obviously.
Yeah.
He has to have his own private time. And obviously he has, there are people who sponsored his visit. They need to be given a chance to meet him. After all, such high profile visits don't come without some cost.
Yeah.
And somebody has to bear the cost. And somebody has to be given that little space. Also, important people in the country, they also, and unfortunately, Honorable Prime Minister had to travel to Jordan yesterday. The date was clashing. Otherwise, I had already made a request, and I had already spoken to his office that we would like to call on the Honorable Prime Minister. In fact, Messi, is a very shy person. He doesn't want to go and meet any leader of the country. I mean, there's no reason, but he has his own shyness.
Yeah.
But on my request, he had agreed to go and call on the Prime Minister. And that would have been really a picture-perfect moment. The Honorable Prime Minister having, maybe a dialogue, or maybe just kicking a ball or holding a ball, or Messi signing a ball or a jersey for him. In fact, he had brought a jersey specially for Prime Minister's 75th birthday. And that was something he wanted to gift himself personally. So that's the kind of, moment is also required. You see, an interface between decision makers and other people who can promote the game should also happen.
Yeah.
And that was not encroaching on any of his public time. Nobody has wasted a minute of his which was due for concerts or for interaction with common people. And we all realize people have paid for tickets and to come and see him and meet him. And that should never come in the way.
Yeah.
Nobody, and I don't think anybody came in the way.
Final question, Mr. Patel, is how do we make football in India the kind of, maniacal sport and almost a religion that cricket is? I know you've spent a large part of your, life trying to do that. You've achieved some success in pushing India up the ranks of global football, but we're still far away, sir. How do you see it? Is it something that India can ever achieve?
See, India will achieve. Let's not be, pessimistic about all these things. Maybe it takes its own time. We were very good in 50s and 60s, but remember at that time, the era of football was different. The whole world was not really involved as much as the game today. Today, each and every country of the world plays football. So unlike other sports, no comparisons to be drawn. Football is the most competitive game in the world.
Yeah.
And number two, it requires a lot of money to, keep the game, sustain the game. And I must say that FSDL did a good job trying to, they've lost a lot of money, I'm sure, but they did support Indian football. We also, from my side, I also, and my team at that time, had worked very hard with international, partners like FIFA and AFC. And we had to, really achieve all this with limited budgets, limited resources. But however, I must say that India, we brought in the Indian Super League,
yes,
which is an international format. It is recognized, everybody, whether we play great football like other countries or not, but Indian Super League is recognized. We have a lot of international players who come and play in India. And that gives our players also a chance to play with the best in the world. And the I-League has evolved. And so, we had the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in 2017. We had the FIFA 17 Under World Cup. Both are FIFA competitions, global competitions, which came to India for the girls and the boys. And that was especially to give a boost to the youngsters. And the day before in Mumbai, the Chief Minister, I had the chance to explain to him, and he was very supportive, and we have launched, along with the state association, which I had also, and the state government, to actually, we picked up 30 boys and 30 girls, scouted. We haven't just randomly chosen them. There's no influence. Very ordinary, very simple families, their children have been picked up. And now they are under a extensive 5-year program under the name of Operation or Project Mahadev. And that will actually give us 60 lovely budding footballers, boys and girls, for playing in the future. I'm sure should be every state. After all, I must say Naveen Babu in Odisha had done a great job.
Hockey,
Jharkhand has done a good job. Maharashtra has done a good job. And many other states, Kerala and other states and Goa, all have actually tried to develop the footballing culture. But more is required. And I hope that whoever is now looking after things, I'm happy to support.
Yeah.
And also I must tell you that, we need a voice at the international level. For your information, the FIFA Council membership doesn't come by nomination that I'm, nominated by India. No. It is a limited board. You have to actually contest an election. All countries vote, and there's a secret ballot, and there are many people who are contesting. So let me put it in perspective that India is on the threshold of greatness. India is actually, the world wants India to do well, because even commercialization of the sport is important. FIFA always talks of that. And we are, the most populous country in the world. And that actually they want India to be one of the premium or premier footballing nations in the world. So I think with the passion which we already have, the interest which we have in the game, we need a few years of sustained effort, and we'll get there.
India is on the threshold of greatness. I'm going to end on that line. Thank you very much, Praful Patel, sir, for being with me and giving us your time here on NDTV. Pleasure having you. Thank you.